What's up, people? I am back for another video. Sorry I didn't do a video on the weekend, just too busy. But today I am reviewing X, which I was supposed to do weeks ago, like after Maxine came out, but I kind of forgot. So I figured we're gonna pick it up here, and then I'm gonna try to do this one on Monday next week. We will be doing Pearl next week. It will be next week though, but I'm gonna try to do it on Monday. I was supposed to do this technically yesterday, but I had to go to work this morning kind of early, so I figured just I wanted to knock the video out today. This probably will be the only one I do today. I'll see, depending on how later it goes. Maybe we'll try to do the Descent, but if not, I'll definitely do that tomorrow. And then I know it's normally on Wednesday, but I'll do Santa with Muscle with Hulk Hogan. I'll do that on Thursday instead. And then I'm gonna try to see Deadpool on Friday, but it really depends on how things go. But yeah. And then after I do Deadpool 3, I think starting next week we're gonna do the first two. I wanted to. It was really fast how quick Deadpool 3 was coming out. I originally was wanting to do 1 and 2 and then do 3 after, but I guess I just kind of lost track of time, and then fuck, we're already like a week out to Deadpool 3. I was like, fuck. So we'll do Deadpool 3 first, and then I'll just do the other two following that. But today we are reviewing probably one of my favorite horror films of within the last couple years. X. This came out back in 2022. I probably should have reviewed it at the time, but I just wasn't thinking about it. It is a good film. It is a solid film. It's a throwback to like very much like Hills Have Eyes mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. These people are doing a porno. Main character Maxine, who obviously is the same character in the Maxine film, doing a porno film with her friends Lorraine, who that's Jenna Ortega, RJ, who's the soldier dude. He's basically there. So there is a portion of the film where it does feel like you're watching a porn. It's a movie within a movie because when they're filming the porn scenes, it does feel like another movie. I love the cinematography. There's a scene where you see, I think it's Maxine in the water. She decides to go for a swim, and then there's like a overhead shot because you see a crocodile, which turns out to be Pearl's pet crocodile. Um, in the water, you get like this overhead shot. You see the crocodile, not that crocodile, alligator. Sorry, alligator. You can see the alligator behind her. It's a very well done shot. A lot of graphic kills, like when they kill the director. I can't think of his name right now. He gets killed pretty brutally. Like he gets because he turns down Pearl's advances, and then she kills him. And there's a lot of blood in this movie. So, but it's very much in the vein of like Hills Have Eyes. It's a throwback film. I love the cinematography. They did a good job of making it look like it's film because the movie is set in '79, and they did a good job of making you feel like you're in it. Decent enough characters. You have the porn director who TJ, I think is his name, and I know there's a character named RJ. He's the black dude. Then you have the actual director who's doing the the movies. You have Howard, who's the husband of Pearl, who obviously is feigning, but they work together and kill people, which you get the reveal later on. The kills are great, good music. It's a throwback film. Like they really did a good job of obviously making an homage to those type. I would even throw a little bit of a House of a Thousand Corpses in there because there's a little bit of a feel, at least with the group. They feel like that group from that film. So, but overall, it's an awesome film. I very much recommend it. One of the best horror films I've seen in the last few years, for sure. It's definitely the best of this trilogy, for sure. But it is a great film. Watching it again, I'm like, this is really good. And also, you get some tits. It's an old school horror film. You actually get to see tits. You don't really see that much, even in more modern slashers. So overall, I'd give this film a 9.5 out of 10. It's a great movie. Good actors. Mia Goth, I think, is great. I think she's an awesome up and coming actress. I would throw her in there like probably some of the best if I had to say up and coming actresses, her and like Anya Taylor Joy. Even though Anya has been in some bad shit, I think she is a good actress. Same with Mia Goth, who I want to see her in more stuff. She honestly, if DC was ran by competent people, I think it'd probably be a good comic Harley, like old school Harley. I think she could pull it off. She pulls off crazy very well, but she's also attractive, you know. So I definitely want to see her in more stuff for sure. I mean, yeah, she was also playing Pearl, like older Pearl. Obviously, they did some stuff to make her look older, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, there is some creepy, there is some weird sex. Like, there's a scene where you see Howard and Pearl have sex. I'll admit that was kind of awkward to watch. Not kind of, that was very awkward to watch. I was like, yeesh. But hey, I guess the movie's trying to be equal. Like, hey, you get to see attractive titty. Now you're gonna see old granny titty. So, yeah, it's a good movie though overall. I heavily recommend it, especially if you're a horror person. Like, if we say there's not a lot of good horror out there. I personally think there is, but this is definitely one of them. So anyway, tomorrow I will be doing The Descent. I've been meaning to do this film for a couple of weeks. Very underrated creature feature that a lot of people don't talk about. Isolation horror, because a lot of it is in a cave. Group of girls, get caught in a cave, and there are creatures trying to kill them. Just simply put, that's the story pretty much. So cannot wait to watch this again. It has been a little bit since I've seen it. I've been also wanting to review it for a while, so anyways, let's get into X. Oh, before that, Saturday, obviously, you can catch me on the Pin Down podcast, where I talk wrestling stuff, and I was gonna do it this week, but I'm thinking next week I'm actually gonna look into making a second channel, or if not, maybe occasionally on here. I'll do wrestling related videos, not Raw. I'm just gonna say it right now, not like Raw reviews, and there's no point because I have the Pin Down podcast where you can see my takes on those anyway. But maybe occasional like favorite matches, things that are bothering me in wrestling. So maybe I might start doing some more wrestling stuff. So, but the movie starts with these cops arriving. So it's the next day. So it's one of those movies. The cop arrives the next day to see a bunch of bodies, and then we cut to the previous day, where we were introduced to Maxine and her friends, Lorraine. RJ, who's the black dude, the director of the film, who's Lorraine's boyfriend, and Maxine's boyfriend, I think he's the actual like money man. Like, he's pretty much the one who facilitates everything. They're alright characters. There's not a lot to them. Obviously, these are it's slasher characters. You're not expecting amazing writing, maybe besides like maybe the main. So, they get to the house that they're renting out to do the porn film because she's an aspiring porn actress. So, so technically, I guess if you look at it this way, X is more Maxine. I guess in a way is a Pearl's the next sequel, because Pearl's a prequel, because Pearl's about the Pearl in this film, but as younger. Whereas Maxine is set in '85, so this would have been after this film. So technically, it's a sequel. I really just enjoy like just the cinematography, and throughout the film you see this televangelist throughout the film, and then that's gonna be the big reveal later. I'll just say, turns out, because I already said it in Pearl, meaning my Maxine review, that her dad is the televangelist that you see on the videos on the TVs that everybody's seeing. That's her father. We get the reveal later on. So they get to the house, basically start filming the movie. And I'm not going to lie, it's pretty funny when you're just watching them film a movie. Especially even the scene where it's like your typical porno scene where the guy's at the door, The main actress of the porno, I think it's like Betty, I think is her name, the blonde. Um, so, and I admit, like, the porno parts are funny, and it's like a movie within a movie where then you see Pearl and um Maxine kind of get connected because Pearl sees herself in her, so they kind of interact throughout the movie. Obviously, there's the big scene where um, Maxine has her scene and has having sex, and then Lorraine sees it and then tries to seduce Howard, but Howard says he can't. You know, he'll risk a heart attack, so he kind of turns her down. And then the group are hanging together, drinking, kind of thing. And then Lorraine says she wants to do one. She wants to be in it, and she's the girlfriend of the guy, the cameraman. She's the girlfriend of the cameraman, and he is mad, and I can understand. So, but then he basically is about to ditch him because they're doing the scene. They did the scene, and then I'll admit there's a scene where you see him like he's like I'm assuming it's a cold shower, and he's just crying. I'm like, that was kind of hard to watch. It's like I can understand him, man. You're in this industry, and then because you don't think it's good. Lorraine, she starts off as like the shy kind of, I guess in a way like the trope. You would think she'd be the final girl, I guess is the perfect word, right? But then they twist it, um, and yeah. So he ends up about to ditch him, and throughout the kill scene, I should have mentioned this. Don't Fear the Reaper. Pretty much, I would almost say almost the entire song, or a big portion of the song, is playing because she's about to drive, but then Pearl's just right in front of his car, and she's seducing. Sorry about the fucking garden. If you're hearing the fucking mow, I didn't realize people would be doing this right now. So, she seduces him, but obviously he turns down his advances, or her advances, and then she kills him, stabs him in the neck repeatedly to like almost like the screen, like the camera, like the movie screen went red. It's almost like if his blood was just spraying at the camera. I don't know if that was intentional, if they were going for like almost like a 3D kind of thing, or if that just was incidental, because it really worked, man. And then, like I said, the songs "Don't Fear the Reaper" is just playing in the background, and to be fair, it fits. I think, especially a movie set in any kind of movie set in the 70s, and it's a horror film. That makes, I mean, obviously the song was in the original Halloween film, so it's a perfect like horror film song. So she kills him, and then I'll just say Maxine's boyfriend, getting up one night, while this is happening, RJ, the black dude, is asked by Howard to find Pearl, because seemingly it's innocent, right? He's like, "Oh, can you help me find my wife?" and all that. And I will say this really quick: I am happy they didn't make a race a thing in this movie, because it's the late 70s. They could have had to be, why is this black guy here with this white girl? I'm happy they didn't go that route with it. And then we get a really good, another really good kill scene. Maxine's boyfriend, he's kind of drunk, just gets into the farm, accidentally steps on a nail. I'm not gonna lie, that fucked me up. I mean, even in Quiet Place, which I'm only gonna do the first one though. I don't really have the interest to watch the second one again. It was okay, but I don't think to me, it's one movie. So I'm gonna watch the first one. We'll rewatch it at some point. But yeah, that scene with the nail. But even in this movie, it was fuck, man. That shit just And then he looks in like a peephole, and then Maxine kills him with a pitchfork. Pretty brutal, like right through the eyes. You see like his eyeball. Like they don't hold back on the gore in this film. Yeah, there's not like a giant body count, because obviously there's only so many characters in this one. It's not like Halloween where Michael, like, hold on, fix the chair a little bit, table a little bit. But it's not like Halloween where Michael Myers is like going throughout the town, and even with Friday the 13th, because sometimes there's so many counselors, it's still a lot. This movie, it's only like the main group, so but the amount of the kills that you do see, pretty brutal, especially the first two. Howard tricks Lorraine and locks her in a room. She tries to break out, and then he uses like either an axe or was like a hammer, I think, and like hits her hand to like get her to back off. So before this, he kills RJ, shoots him with a shotty. Because we find out he's actually with her, and then Pearl. Pearl lures the blonde to the or no, she doesn't lure because she just happens to see Max. She doesn't know what's going on, right? Because while this is all going on, Maxine is sleeping. Not Max. Yeah, Maxine, the main character. She's sleeping. Like, she's kind of knocked out. She's tired. Because her boyfriend had sex, and I guess he just wandered off before he died. The blonde sees Pearl at the pier. Obviously thinking she's in danger. Tries to help her, and then Pearl pushes her into the pool, and then sicks the alligator on the blonde, which obviously is revealed to be her, which was kind of interesting. It was kind of a unique kill because you don't see something like that. Which the alligator is also in Pearl, so then this is where Maxine wakes up to this scene was creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Where Pearl was undressing and touching on Maxine, obviously, because she's making it seem like she's her boyfriend, right? It's her boyfriend touching her and shit. And she wakes up and it's Max, this old woman, and I'm not gonna lie, this seems creepy. She runs out, she hides under the bed, when they see the two coming. Then they end up having sex, which this scene I'm not gonna lie, it was gross. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty gross to watch. But Maxine manages to escape, but the car, she escapes from the room, tries to get in the car, the tires are slashed, she sees the knife in the tire. Maxine frees Lorraine. Lorraine kind of blames pretty much everything on Maxine. And it's understandable. She's freaking out. She doesn't know what's going on. All she, just realizes a bunch of people are dying. Oh, because, this is the scene where, before there was a scene, I think Lorraine finds, I think it was the cameraman, I'm assuming, in the basement, dead. You just see his body, like, naked, dead body. So she kind of blames Maxine for everything, and she runs. Oh, this scene was, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny. Sorry. The execution of it. I love Jenna Ortega. I think she's a great actress. She's another one I would say is a good up-and-coming actress. It's kind of funny, though. She, runs out and then just gets capped with shotty by Howard. It was so quick. She runs out, bam! Just immediately. And then Maxine gets the pistol, but there's no bullets in it. I think Howard ends up getting killed, and then Pearl tries to kill Maxine, but she ends up overshooting because she's not used to shooting a shotgun, and she ends up flying out the window or the door. And then she says a line either that's daddy or something on the TV, and that's reveal is that's her father. On the TV, who you see throughout people's TVs, this televangelist. And then Pearl actually gets killed when Maxine backs the truck over her head and then drives off, pretty much. And then the next scene, the cops find the video, and I love the credits where it's almost done as a movie. It was great. I love this movie. I think this was a good modern slasher I think more people should see. It was my favorite horror, I think, of 2022, if I remember that year. And I'll admit, I regret not reviewing it at the time. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it. I think at the time I was thinking this is going to be one of those movies I just watch. But probably should have reviewed it because it is good. It's a genuinely well done modern slasher. Like, within slashers, is one of the best. I actually might, maybe either closer to Halloween or like maybe late September, early October, maybe I'll do a video where I list like my favorite modern horror. Like just horror in general, not just, maybe I'll do like horror in general. And I'll throw some slashers in there because there's some really good modern slashers. I think this is one of them. It feels like it's an homage to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes a little bit. The only thing is they're just a regular old couple. They're not like mutants like in Hills Have Eyes. But it does feel like that type of movie. They go to this house, they get killed. Yeah. So very much love it. Ty West, I thought, did great with this. So, yeah. I can't wait to do Pearl next week. I think Pearl's an interesting movie. It's not a slasher, I'll tell you that right now. There's kind of a body count, but it's not like this movie where there's active killings. This movie is more about, it's like a character study in that kind of sense, where it's about seeing this woman's deterioration, and obviously to the character we see in the end. So I love this movie. I love that movie too. For that, it is out there. I will tell people, and I'm gonna tell people when I do the review for that one. It is very much an out there movie. So, anyways, guys, call it here. Tomorrow, Descent review. Maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow. To be honest, actually, I'll just say it. It'll just be tomorrow. It'll just make more sense. I'll just do it. I'll do that tomorrow. Might watch it today though. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Saturday, Pin Down Podcast. I'm gonna always put the link in the description now. But yeah, guys, yeah. Talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow for my Descent review. Watch X. I actually think this is me one I actually really want y'all to watch. Even if you have not seen it or not seen it in a while, I think it's really good. But other than that, guys, talk to y'all later. Peace.